what's going on, y'all? How you doing? Welcome to another fantastic episode of The Green Room. I'm your host, Aima, and we have a wonderful show laid out for y'all today, and we hope you hang around as we proceed. But before we get to that, we're going to cut to this video, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Yo, what's up, man? This is Blaze Torch, and you're watching The Green Room. Peace.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You're watching The Green Room with your host, Aima. And we have our very familiar brother back in the house again. I think this is your third time in here, right? Is that right? We have Lamar in the house, yo.
What's going on?
How you doing? How you doing?
Chilling, doing
you
all
look
right.
all laid back. You're cool. You got your yellow on. You got your summer on, working it right
Yeah,
now.
you know what I'm saying? Trying to represent the Bruins who let me down last night, but we ain't gonna go there. We're here to talk about some other things. You know what I mean?
That's okay. That's okay. I'm sure. Like, you know, we get over. We're Boston people. We get over that.
That's right.
There's always next year, right?
We still got our Celtics
That's what we
going.
tell ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
There's always next year. It's cool. It's wonderful to have you back. So what have you been up to since the last time?
Well, last time we talked about quite a few things.
That's
we talked about my project coming up and some other things, and I'm glad you asked me that. I put my project on hold for a little bit. And starting to get back with the writing and that type of thing. You know, I've just been trying to take some time for me.
That's right.
My kids, you know what I'm saying?
That's very important.
Yeah, and work that out. You know, God blessed me with two beautiful children, and Sarah and Joshua. And so just trying to make sure I'm there with them throughout the school year, you know, and that type of thing. And we have some things planned with the music, actually incorporating my daughter with some singing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's
into the
good.
family business.
Yeah,
that's
kind of
cool.
keep it in the fam.
That's right.
And
that's smart.
Yeah, I can't let all the secrets out, but you know they are gonna hear a nice voice on there from a teenager, and that will be my daughter. So
awesome.
Yeah, so that's been about it. Like I said, just taking some time for me and just working on myself. You know what I mean?
Okay. So what have you been doing? Like just family time?
Yeah, just family
relaxing,
time, reading, and some good old character development. If I can just be real, you know, I've been around this, you know, around the things of God and music and that type of thing for a long time, and I just want to make sure that when I stand in front of God's people, that I am who I am.
That's right.
That I'm representing, you know, the Lord to the fullest. And
that's right.
I know it's not about perfection, but it is about direction. I want to make sure that I'm going in the right direction with God, and I'm not trying to make a name for myself. I'm not, you know, I'm not wanting, because I see people, oh, they got my T-shirts on, or they're bumping my music or whatever. It's like, well, this is all God's, you know what I mean?
That's right.
God chose me as a vessel to do this and represent for Him. So I want to do that. With that, my pastor actually, he sent me and a small group of us to California, actually, November.
Of last year?
Yeah, of last year. We went to Van Nuys, and we went to a big, you know, music leadership conference, and it was so, I could say eye-opening, but it was heart-opening for me because my thinking was a lot smaller than what I thought it was. And
specifically what?
Well, you know, this was my first time being in a mega church, end quote. And so this music director, Dr. Tom McDonald, he is the worship leader there at Church on the Way. And so we actually got to spend some personal time with him on the one-to-one. And it really just broadened my horizon for me to understand that, and not to say I didn't know this, but music and all that stuff, it's not just about performing. You know, we're ushering in God's people through song, through worship. And I think a lot of times, I'll speak for myself as a hip hop artist, it's still worship. It's worship to God. We can't just look at it as slow music, take me back to the cross, Lord. You're a worship leader.
That's very true.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
You're worshiping, your audience of people may be, you know, teens or young adults or what have you, but that's the language that we're speaking to them to get them into the presence of God. And so me getting with him and listening to him teach us and read some material, and then actually seeing him minister and lead, you know, thousands of people in worship, you know, through an orchestra and all that type of stuff. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. And so since then, you know, coming back, I've had some books to read and some papers to write, because my pastor really wants me to understand the more the ministry aspect of it, and then going there, I'd learn the ministry aspect of it, but I also learned the professional part of it.
Too,
Yeah,
right.
as far as I really had someone critique, you know, like my brochures, my business cards, and that type of thing. And and it you know, it challenged me. It challenged me because I thought, well, I got these ducks in a row, but then there's always someone out there who's been there, who's done that,
and can
who's pioneered.
give you some guidance and
Exactly.
leadership
Give you
on
some
how to grow.
guidance and encouragement at the same time.
Right.
Constructive criticism.
That's always good.
Yeah, it's good. It just it jerks the slack out of you, or
That's
slaps
right.
the jerk out of you, whatever. I don't know,
Right.
but
wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's we had Juma in the studio
my
a
man.
couple episodes ago, and he was also telling us how he also stepped back for a while,
Yeah.
just took some time off to sort of realign.
Yeah.
And get the understand, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
For what purpose am I doing this? So it's really great to hear you give your side of that story. So that's
You know what's amazing is Juma's one of my best friends, and Juma and I talk every week, and we talk about this very thing.
Okay.
You know, because we talk about a lot of men's stuff and just stuff that men deal with. And this, we echo the same thing. It's like, okay, the gift is there, the call is there. That's a no-brainer, you know. But the character has to be there.
Has to be
and
there.
yeah,
That's
and,
right.
and we're not above temptation and following
Definitely
and
not.
attitudes.
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
And Juma and I talk about this very thing. It's like, dude, I need to step back for a minute and just be like, look, what's up? You know, let me address some things in my heart and my head. Same thing with him. You know, he's about to release his project, as I'm sure he's told you guys, and mine,
right.
you know, coming up. And so it's just great that this is real life stuff where, you know, my heart's desire, I'm in all honesty, is when we travel, I don't care if the circle's small, I don't care if we go to a DYS facility, if we go to a school, if we go to a church, I want to be able to be real before people and not be afraid to tell people that you struggle with things, that you have anger management issues, that, you know what I'm saying? Because you look at someone, at least for me, I may look at an actor or a preacher, you know, or someone standing in the forefront, and depending on how well spoken they are or well dressed or how their presentation was, it almost makes it seem to me that they have everything together. That's the furthest thing from the truth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's the furthest thing from the truth. So, you know.
So what are some of the things, if you can share, just maybe a thing or two that you've struggled with personally?
Personally, anger. Anger, yeah. I grew up, you know, I wasn't raised in church. My mom did her best as a single parent to expose us to things, but we grew up in a single parent home. You know, my mom and dad were never married, excuse me. So I grew up not as someone that got angry. I was angry. You know, I got suspended a lot from school, and I didn't really know how to express myself other than through my fist. And I was very angry at the fact of my friends having a mother and a father in an intact family, in a home, and I just really felt like a huge sense of loss that I didn't have that same thing. Now I know I'm not the only, you know, young man that has experienced that, but it did affect me. And so my personal struggle over the years is being misunderstood. My intentions start off good, but then sometimes your action and your behavior,
That's right. Yeah, I
you know what I mean?
that.
It shows a whole different dynamic. Yeah, so personally, the anger, the fighting, or whatever, then you know, you get saved and you come into the things of God. Well, you know, you still have flesh.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
yeah,
we still
and,
do.
you know, and Romans 12 talks about us, you know, not conforming to the world and being renewed in our mind, but that's a daily thing.
It is.
And when that doesn't happen, you know, I can get into road rage situations, as I have as a believer. That's on camera, so I hope y'all don't sue me. Talk to Alvin about that. But no, you know, I've been in situations like that where I have found myself nose to nose with someone like, yo, what's good? And then you're like, well, that's not the character of Christ, that's Lamar. But, you know, but it's at that time I tell people that I'm a motivational speaker, not a preacher. No.
Wow.
No, but you know, it's that type of stuff where, you know, the whole club scene, you know, for believers, I mean, like I'm legitimately someone who likes to dance. Okay, I'm social. I want to be around people, interact with people, but you know, a lot of times, what are we offering us as believers? Where can we get together, dress up nice, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Put some music on and get
Move a
our
little.
dance on, and we don't have to do nothing crazy, but it's that kind of stuff that you say, okay, what, do I go and do what the world's doing? Or, you know, do I do nothing, or, you know, what have you? So those type of things are struggles, you know what I mean? Those type of things are struggles, and
it's a daily thing.
it's a daily thing.
Yeah,
it's a daily
that's right.
choice. You
I like
know,
that word,
everything's
choice.
a choice, right?
I like that
it's
word.
a choice.
Right.
A lot of times we say, oh, you know, I made this mistake. It's like, well, at some point it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? Can't just keep calling things mistakes. No,
Right.
they're choices that we make, you know?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's good to have you, like, to hear that come from you, because a lot of the times the audience, they look at these ministers and these artists and they think you have it all together and you're so perfect and all that. So it's good to hear you share your the human side of you, because we all have that. So we're gonna be back to continue this. I'm gonna dig you some more. We need to get down to some more of this.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back. You're watching The Green Room with your host Aima and Lamar.
All right.
Stay tuned.